What if I told you that Special Forces operatives have been using a sleep technique that makes 4 hours feel like 8? And you can master it in just 3 days? This isn't some wellness trend or pseudoscience. This is a protocol developed for soldiers who need to function at peak cognitive capacity on minimal rest, and it works for 96% of people who try it. Now, before you think this is about grinding harder or pushing through exhaustion, let me be clear. This isn't sleep deprivation rebranded. This is sleep optimization. The difference is crucial. Sleep deprivation destroys your health. Sleep compression, when done correctly, restructures your sleep architecture to maximize the restorative phases your brain actually needs. And here's what makes this fascinating. Most people waste hours in lighter sleep stages that contribute almost nothing to how rested you feel. This method eliminates that waste. Here's the thing about how we currently sleep. Your typical 8-hour night includes roughly 5 complete sleep cycles. Each cycle lasts about 90 minutes and moves through light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. But here's what nobody tells you. Only about 2 to 3 hours of that entire 8-hour block is actually deep sleep and REM combined. Those are the only stages that truly restore your body and consolidate memories. The rest, it's mostly light sleep, which is basically your brain idling. It's not harmful, but it's not particularly restorative either. It's like leaving your car running in a parking lot. You're burning time without going anywhere. The military discovered something remarkable during operations where sleep was a luxury they couldn't afford. When you compress your sleep window and maintain strict timing, your brain adapts by entering deep sleep and REM faster and staying there longer. It's called sleep pressure, and it's your secret weapon. Think of it like this. If you have an hour to clean your entire house, you move with urgency and focus. But if you have all day, you meander and waste time. Your brain does the same thing with sleep opportunity. Give it 8 hours, and it takes its sweet time cycling through stages. Give it 4 hours under the right conditions, and it prioritizes what matters most. The actual protocol. Now let me walk you through the actual protocol, because this only works if you follow the steps precisely. Day 1 is going to feel counterintuitive and honestly pretty uncomfortable. But that discomfort is building the sleep pressure you need. You're going to pick a 4-hour sleep window and stick to it religiously. Let's say midnight to 4 a.m. On day 1, you stay awake the entire day before, no naps, no microsleeps, nothing. You need to accumulate maximum sleep pressure. When midnight hits, you go to bed. Your body will be screaming for rest, and that's exactly what we want. Here's where it gets interesting. When you finally lie down with that massive sleep debt, your brain doesn't waste time on light sleep. It plunges almost immediately into deep sleep. Studies on sleep-deprived subjects show they can enter slow-wave sleep within 5 to 10 minutes instead of the usual 30 to 40. Your brain is triaging. It knows it has limited time, so it prioritizes the restoration work that matters most. That first night, you might get 2 to 3 hours of deep and REM sleep packed into those 4 hours. That's nearly the same restorative value as a full 8-hour night. Day 2. Day 2 is critical, and this is where most people fail. You wake up at 4 a.m. no matter what. No snoozing, no negotiating. This is non-negotiable because you're training your circadian rhythm. Your body has internal clocks regulated by a cluster of neurons in your hypothalamus called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. These neurons respond to light, temperature, and consistency. By waking at the exact same time, you're teaching these neurons when to prepare for sleep and when to wake. It takes 72 hours for this recalibration to solidify, which is why this is a 3-day protocol. During day 2, you're going to feel tired, not going to lie to you. But here's what you need to understand about that fatigue. It's not dangerous or harmful when it's short-term and strategic. You're not accumulating the kind of sleep debt that causes health problems. You're creating a controlled adaptation period. Think of it like altitude training for athletes. It feels hard temporarily, but you're forcing a biological upgrade. Here are ways to manage the fatigue. Use cold exposure. The cold shower in the morning spikes norepinephrine and dopamine, giving you natural alertness. Get bright light exposure immediately upon waking. This suppresses melatonin and reinforces your wake signal. No caffeine afternoon. Caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 6 hours, and you need it completely out of your system before sleep window 2. Night 2, same protocol. Midnight to 4 a.m. By now, your sleep pressure has rebuilt, and your brain is starting to learn the pattern. You'll enter deep sleep even faster than night 1. Some people report feeling almost drugged by how quickly they lose consciousness. That's your homeostatic sleep drive working perfectly. Your brain is recognizing that it has a limited window and adjusting accordingly. You're essentially hacking the evolutionary mechanism that helped our ancestors sleep efficiently when safety was uncertain. Day 3. Day 3 is when the magic happens. By night 3, your circadian rhythm has synced to the new schedule. Your body starts preparing for sleep an hour before midnight. Your core body temperature drops, melatonin rises on schedule, and your brain waves begin slowing down. When you lie down, you're not fighting your biology anymore. You're working with it. People who complete the 3-day adaptation report feeling genuinely restored after 4 hours. Not wired or caffeinated, but actually rested. Mental clarity returns, reaction times normalize, and mood stabilizes. The neuroscience behind it. Now let's talk about why this works from a neuroscience perspective, because understanding the mechanism makes you more likely to trust the process. Your need for sleep is governed by two systems, the homeostatic sleep drive and your circadian rhythm. The homeostatic drive is like a debt that accumulates the longer you're awake. The circadian rhythm is your internal clock. Most people have weak sleep pressure because they nap, sleep inconsistently, or get too much light at night. This protocol maximizes homeostatic drive through controlled sleep restriction and locks in your circadian rhythm through perfect consistency. When both systems align powerfully, you achieve what's called sleep efficiency. That's the percentage of time in bed actually spent in restorative sleep stages. Normal sleepers have about 85% efficiency. With this protocol, people report 95% or higher. You're essentially eliminating all the wasted time spent tossing, turning, or floating in light sleep. Every minute in bed becomes productive. There's also an increase in sleep spindles, which are bursts of brain activity during stage 2 sleep that help with memory consolidation and learning. Your brain becomes dramatically more efficient at the cellular housekeeping that happens during sleep, like clearing metabolic waste through the lymphatic system. Maintenance. Here's what you need to know about maintenance. Once you've completed the 3-day adaptation, you can maintain this 4-hour schedule indefinitely, or you can use it strategically during high-demand periods. Some operators use it for weeks during deployments, then return to normal sleep when possible. Others find they prefer it permanently because they gain 28 extra waking hours per week. That's like adding a whole day to your life every week. The key is you can't cheat. If you sleep in one morning or take a long nap, you reset the adaptation and have to start over. Critical warning. One critical warning. This isn't for everyone. If you have existing sleep disorders, metabolic issues, or are under 18, your brain needs conventional sleep architecture. This is for healthy adults who need temporary or strategic sleep compression. And even then, listen to your body. If after 3 days you feel worse instead of better, you're in the 4% for whom this doesn't work, and that's okay. Your action step. So here's your action step. Decide if you're genuinely ready to commit to 3 days of strict protocol. Here's what you need to do. Pick your 4-hour window based on your life demands. Set non-negotiable wake and sleep times. Eliminate all the variables that sabotage sleep. Light pollution, inconsistent timing, late caffeine, alcohol. Then execute with military precision. The people who succeed with this are the ones who treat it like a mission, not a suggestion. Your brain is far more adaptable than you think. Give it the right conditions, and it will reshape itself to meet your demands. That's what this protocol proves. You're not fighting biology. You're optimizing it.